Okay, you guys, here's a $2,000 or $200 Gen 2 Toyota Prius. There's an issue right here. There's this swing arm down here, axle, whatever it is. It's rusted really bad in here, and this whole wheel assembly can bend to the side. So the previous owner was driving down the highway. Someone started flagging to him there's an issue, and he ended up towing it home. Sat at home for a while, and then he gave it to me for $200. So my goal today is to remove this whole assembly, axle assembly down here, go to the junkyard, $150 if I remove it there, and I'm going to bring it home on a trailer, put it back in here. So before I start, I'm going to remove everything here, collect all the tools that I needed to do it here, take those same tools to the junkyard along with the trailer, and hopefully come home with the right parts. After that, you can see here's this rust. I don't know if you've seen my other video where I can fix this with foam. There's more up here and similar on the other side. Other than that, the inside of this car is, I'm going to have to clean these seats up, but it is like brand new inside of here. So if you've seen the other video where I did fix that rust, after 2 years, it did not come back. And first year went through a winter in Iowa. Second year went through a winter in Florida where there's no salt there, but and then now that car we junked it because had a little accident in the back and had a little accident in the front, and then it had something went wrong with the engine. I'm not down there to fix it, so I put it on Craigslist. Someone picked it up for $300. So that's why I didn't spend a bunch of time working on it, and I had all these comments that don't buy it. I'm not selling these cars, so this will probably be the last starter car for my daughter. We're gonna put this one together. She's gonna drive this for a year, and then we'll get her a nicer car, and hopefully she won't tear up the bumpers on this one like she did the last one, which I kind of expected. That's what a 16-year-old does, now 17. Okay, I'm gonna start taking some of this apart, and I'll catch you back on the next clip. Okay guys, I took one side off. I'm gonna leave this behind here so I can put it on the other one without having to break the hydraulic brake lines. I got this bolt out over here. This is removed, this shock. And this is, see all these cracks right here? This little big rust hole here. This is why I'm replacing this. You could actually bend this back and forth and twist it. So off to the junkyard right now. Since I was able to take one side apart, I know I brought enough tools with me. So here we go. I'm at the junkyard, hot as hell. I got the axle brace or whatever the heck this thing's called. Had to tear it out from under here. Had to find a jack to leave underneath there. I just cut all the hoses and cables, and I'll have to do all the technical stuff when I get home. Alright, peace out. Guys, day 2. Here's the new part here. And got a big mess of crumbs and stuff over there. I didn't even start this side, so I'll just snap my fingers. Tire removed. Okay, this is why I had to remove it. See this? All this rust that went through here, and this whole thing was able to just twist. And now here it is with it all removed. Now I'm gonna take that one and slip it back in place, put it all back together. Okay, here so far on the $200 car, this wheel was the reason, I'm trying to point out, this wheel is the reason that we got it for $200, because it was bent and I had to replace the whole axle in the back. I spent about 4 hours taking one side off and then going to the junkyard with the tools, and then another day I spent 4 hours putting it all back inside the car. So I'd call it 2 days, but I guess that would be 1 8-hour day. So now you can see all this rust on this car. Let me flip the camera around. Okay, we got rust here, rust down there, rust over here, and similar on the other side. I guess more than similar. There's a hole there on the front, and then another hole here. So now I plan to, one of my days, which is 4 hours, I will have all that rust fixed and painted. And then we got these headlights here. I saw a new thing where instead of just doing the thing where you polish it and then it comes back again 6 months later, you actually spray clear coat paint after you get it all polished down. So we're going to try that. And another thing, this hood doesn't show up so well because it's raining out, but the clear coat's been peeling off of here. So that's where, you know, I'm going to finish getting all the clear coat off. Let me widen this out. This is just dirt sticking underneath the edge of the clear coat. But so anyway, I'm going to pick off all the clear coat and respray this hood with clear coat. And of course, I've got something I'll show you here. Here it is. I buy these like, evidently I bought this 3 at a time. I usually buy them 6 at a time on Amazon. It's a clear coat where you take the lid off, puncture something in the bottom, and it mixes the hardener with it. You shake it up, and then you got to spray it. By the next day, the whole can will be hardened inside. So you only get one shot. So I'll be spraying the hood and doing these headlights, that new technique I was talking about. And while I got the cans open, I will spray all the paint. So I'm going to have to fix this. I'm going to fix it by filling it with foam. Well, grind out all the rust, fill it in with foam, do some Bondo over top of that. And then while I still got I'm going to spray all the clear coat all at once, because I'm going to get some cans of color match paint to color all the Bondo that I put on there. And I ordered one of these for $25. See how this is all broken up? Somebody has used screws to fix it, and it's coming in black, so I'm going to have to paint that. And this one up here has the clear coat peeling off. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this last little patch of clear coat off. And then I'm not going to spray any paint on it. I'm just going to spray new clear coat over top of this base coat that's on here. And then I'll probably take a brush and touch up all these little scratches. So I got to do all that all in one shot. So we figure we're going to have another 4 hours and 4 hours. So we'll have 4 of my days, 2 full 8-hour days, and this car should be fully restored. Okay guys, I got 2 hours to fix this, and the same thing on the other side of the car. Grind until you see metal around the edges. Spray the rust converting paint onto everything, all the metal you can see. Put tape over the bottom of the holes. You don't need to fill in the top because we're going to squirt foam through there. Spray in the foam. Then I put tape on top, cover the hole, but it's all going to be blown out, so it probably doesn't need any more tape put on it. Okay, it's the next day. It's kind of, you can see it's oozed out of there, and even on this one it's kind of pushed out some. That's what we want. Then we cut the extra off with like a knife, like this. And here it is, grind it off. Just use that same grinder as before, both sides. Then apply Bondo, thin layer. Use this grinder again and grind these all down, all the high spots. I'm going to come back again and fill in all these little low spots here and here, just with the same kind of Bondo. That'll be the final layer of Bondo. I'm going to sand that down, and any little imperfections after that I'm going to fill in with the UV type Bondo. I get some of this UV putty and a UV flashlight and finish it all with this putty, because you have a bunch of time. You can spread it, put it anywhere you want. You don't have to put too much extra. Then you put the light on it and it hardens. Then you sand it, and then you go back, check it again. Do that a few times and you'll get it as good as the surface you want. It doesn't have to be perfect. Spray on the primer. Some custom paint to match your vehicle. And I'm just putting a light coat on over here right now. A respirator, get one of these cans that has the cap on the bottom. You have to puncture the can. and then shake it really good. We're just going to clear coat these areas that we painted and just feathered in a little bit to the area that we hadn't touched. Sure to go until you can see your reflection. Okay guys, this was the rust hole, all fixed. All around there was like 4 of those. Next, it's making a noise in the front. It's the sway link. It's what connects the sway bar to this strut. And when I took it apart to look at it, this one's all rusty and it's leaking. It's like you can see that oil's dripping down. So I got new ones off of Amazon. I think this is like 120 for 2 of these and 2 of these. So I'm going to replace the whole strut, sway link, and then afterwards we're going to put on new front tires and take it and get the front wheel lined. I go ahead and record this part. People, if you were stupid, I'm peeling this sticker off. If you took this bolt off, this whole thing would spring out in your face. Could kill you. Okay, of course you have to take all the windshield wipers off. Take this cover off to get to these bolts under here. Of course you gotta take this whole thing out, take all the bolts out to get this cover out so we can get to the bolts underneath it here. I'm just going to leave all this electrical stuff hooked up here. So I'm just going to move this out enough to get to that bolt, maybe. There we go. These bolts over here. Okay, so when you take this last bolt out, you're going to have to hold it on the bottom so it doesn't just fall. There we go. This is the old rusty one. Leaking. Garbage. Not really. I just took that sticker off. It says don't take that bolt off. But if I have, which I have the tool, you can grab it here and here and you tighten these bolts and it squeezes these springs. And then you can take this off. You could do that to replace this bearing up here. Or sometimes they sell these without the spring, and I just buy it with the spring because it's not worth my time to save the spring from the old one and put it on. But then again, this was originally was a Toyota spring, and now this is some generic thing, so it could be a different setup than the original. Okay, same thing on the other side, guys. I'm going to change the sway link. You're probably wondering why I took this bolt off of the axle. Why I took the brake thing off. You could do it without taking all that off, but it just gets everything so much more accessible. I even take off the sensor for the ABS, and that way when I get it all apart I can just kind of swing it out and have a lot more space to get everything in. And down here you'll see these are all the tools I used on the other side. Even this spray, I'm going to spray everything now. So obviously I'm going to need the same stuff on this side. I'm going to use this wire to hold the brake caliper up here out of the way. Where's my tool? See, if I would have taken that wire out, that wouldn't be in the way. Where's the 10? Right here. Where's the tool? Up here somewhere. Okay. Okay guys, I bought these off of eBay, $40 each. There's actually 28 inside the main high voltage battery that's laying down here below the seats. I used Prius Doctor, and I can pretty much have a good idea. I think about 3 cells are probably bad inside of this battery. So I bought 4 just in case. We're going to pull this battery out. I'm going to stick these 4 in. We're going to put it back in, and it's going to fix our triangle of death. It's a triangle that pops up on your dash, and it usually means big problems on your Prius. So for $160, we're going to have this car fixed. Okay, so we're going to take all the interior stuff out and just lay it up on the hood or the roof of the car. And we're going to pull it all out and get the battery out, fix the battery, and then we're going to put it all back in, just the reverse. That should be simple. All right, this wrench here, you guys, I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm not necessarily trying to just make money off of items that you guys buy. That I'm just showing you items I really like, and you're probably going to like them. It'll save you a lot of time. Inside of this is 28 of these cells. That's where we have to unbolt the whole thing. It's basically structurally bolted to the vehicle for crash purposes. Nice, that wasn't even bolted on. Open the door, up and out. Basically pull out, except for some screws here and there, like that one down in there. I'm not sure if it's working. Nothing to him either. We'll delete it, hopefully. I'm not going to say anything to him. Oh, this is good. These braces here that come out, one on each side. Okay guys, at this point only take these bigger bolts out all the way around so you can get the whole battery out in a unit. Don't worry about trying to take these small ones out and separating it, because you're not going to be able to work on the battery in the trunk. You're going to have to take it all the way out. It is about, I'm guessing, 200 or 300 pounds, but you can still handle it by yourself. Most people can. Okay, there's a little switch over here, or a safety thing to pull it up and out. Take this off before you work on anything. I'm going to take this metal cover off just this side so I can undo the electrical connections here. Needs to be. All right, that's it. Now, I say take the whole battery out. I mean, we can just move it over this way to work on it, because there's some long bolts that go from one end to the other, so we're going to need to get it in a situation where we can reach both sides. I think that's it. So if it is 300 pounds, I'm only lifting 150 to lift half of it. There we go. Now we can remove the rest. If I would have taken all these little screws out first, this whole thing would have been flimsy. Okay, see there's bolts right here, you guys, these long ones here. If you're working on over here, you're not going to get this bolt to come out. That's why you have to remove it and set it sideways in here. And I know you're thinking, well, why doesn't he just do it in place? Not doing this right way. I should go get a little. Why is this one holding on there? Something's magically holding it there. Oh. Now we'll get this out. Okay, guys, I'm going to take one of these new cells here. When I bought it, it said it was 8 volts. It's actually 7.9. Now I'm going to check all of these. I took all the plastic covers off. Oh, here's one still on here. And we're going to go from one side to the other, like this one to this one. And see, we got 7.8. And then I'm going to check the next one. Oh, this one's scrappy. Did I say that? Oh, no, it's good. 7.8. Keep going down the line until we find the bad one. I think it's some over here and some over here, according to the Prius doctor, but we'll just scan through. Okay, this cell right here is 6.49. And I'll check some more and see if I... Oh, you have to hold it pretty tight to get it to stay there. Then down here, there's another 6.57. Number 78, right? Let me get something to write. It's 70 something on there. 67, I think. One was up here somewhere. Yep. Do you remember? The mark up. Watch it. Have a video. Alright, so I'm just putting a red mark on these. This one and this one. I thought there'd be 4 bad, but there's only 2 bad cells. All these are 7.8 volts. And the trick to putting these in is make sure these are, when you buy them, don't buy the ones that say 8.2 volts, because those are really good batteries. These are 8 volts. Well, now they kind of drain down to 7.8. So since it's already 7.8, I'm good. If it was higher, I would just hook up a light bulb or something and drain the battery down until I can get it at 7.8. If it was lower, just put a 12 volt battery charger on it, add some voltage to it, and then just keep doing it little by little till you get yourself up to 7.8 volts. You just want to make sure it matches the ones that are in there. If it was a higher voltage than the other ones, when it starts to charge it, when you regen brake or something, it's going to make it really hot. All the extra energy is going to have to go somewhere, and it's going to make a lot of heat in that one cell. But it will balance itself eventually if you did do something like that, put one in that had a higher voltage. But it's just better to try to put them in there, the right voltage, when you first install it. So basically what I'm going to do now, since I'm going to lose my camera person, pretty straightforward. I'm going to pull all these little rubber hoses off of here so I can get to this one, well, the one red one here. I took all them bolts off. There's some more bolts I can take off here and here to get that plate off, and then I can, or this plate, whatever. So I just only want to reach to this one, and then I'm going to replace it with this one. And then I'm going to go down here and take off enough to get to this one, take off all these vent tubes and everything to get down to here, change just that one. Make sure you put it in the right direction. You can see these have, you know, little tabs here or here. You can spin it around to make it go the other way. Make sure everything goes zigzag like that. Put all, and then, oh yeah, to get these off, you're going to have to take these little, all the ones from here to here. There's a little plate here with 2 bolts, a plate here, plate here, plate here. I'll have to go this far to get to that one. Hopefully, usually the bad ones are in the middle. So you may end up having to take the whole thing apart because the more heat is in the middle, and that's why the bad ones are in the middle. It looks like someone's been through this many times already, and they just happened to put some batteries in that were ready to go bad. Guys, it wasn't necessarily that we had to spin this because of these rods, but we have to actually get these plates off of here on the ends, and then underneath each cell there's a bolt underneath of these, so we actually have to flip this over. And like I said, once we take these rods out, And this plate here, everything's kind of flimsy. So we're going to tip it over enough so that we can get to these bolts down here on the bottom. You'll notice that these alternate every other one. Each cell only has one screw on one end. So that's why they alternate like that. So I only took out enough cells to get to the bad cell on each side. I'm going to leave all the other ones in. Now I can flip it back down. Okay, so now go. Okay guys, so this is the new one. This is the one we marked red. I took this cap off of this end. As you can see, there's 4 bolts that go to these. There's also 2 rods in the bottom, and it's going to be real fun getting these lined up again to put this back on when we're done. So this was a good cell. We'll scoot this to the side. This was a bad cell, and that's because I already undid all these little bolts over here on the sides. And like I said, on the bottom, there's this one here just on one side, and this one has it on the other side. So I undid those prior also. So now all it is a matter of putting it in. You can see this would be wrong because these would be lined up. Go this way, and that way it goes every other one. Put that in, put that in. They all kind of line up, like you'll feel them lock into each other. Then we're going to just do the reverse, put this all back together just like that. We'll go down to the other end. We'll remove all of these little connectors. There's a plate here, a plate here, a plate here. Let's take the 2. Have to go down all the way down to this one here. On this side, we only have to go to this one, but just enough so that we know this one's going to be unbolted. I'm going to take that off, remove all these, change that one, put them all back in. Then we're going to reverse, so disassembly, and we'll be done. We're going to start the car up and now no longer have the triangle of death. Guys, I got this. It was all in one package, $120 I think. I'll put the link in the description. But basically they work on almost any car, but they include this frame custom made. Like on this one, it's going to replace this this little drawer and this radio here. And they include all these wiring, but when you get them custom made for your vehicle, it has this CAN bus decoder, and that way it'll work with the steering wheel control that's in your vehicle. It actually links into the CAN bus on the car, and that's how these communicate with the car. So that way, this particular one has this volume and power buttons. If I take the screen out underneath here, but we won't need those because we can control it all from right up here. Okay, this is just normal on the Prius. There's you got to take off like these little covers here and these covers here just to get the radio out. So I'm going to take those off right now. Okay, then you're just going to take the whole radio out and unplug it, and I guess you could either throw it away, save it, or put it on eBay or something. Okay, then they're going to include all these wires, and you just find out which ones they plug into. If they sent you the right kit, there'll be a plug for everything here. Okay guys, here we are. It's about a week later since I started this. I took this $200 car and made it, I don't know, probably about $3,000 value car. And here we go. Here's the side. And as I go all the way around, the hood didn't turn out totally perfect, but it's pretty good for. I didn't even add any base coat to it or anything. I just peeled off what I could. Now I never got around to these little scratches here. I mean, if I had some time, I still got some paint in that original can. I could spray it in the cap and touch that up. I went all through the inside. I took all this interior seats out and scrubbed them with soap and water. Did all the carpet and then vacuumed it all back out. And then I finished installing this Android Auto Carplay. I got some formats I'm going to put in here. But came out really, really good, you guys. The view inside the back. I mean, just like, subscribe. You guys, I do this kind of stuff all the time. So with the $200 for the car and I don't know, $160 with tax for the axle I put in there. I've got 2 tires I bought from Walmart for $110 for both of them. I'm gonna install those still, but maybe $600 total I got into this car now. I don't know if you've seen the video where I restored this. I got this for $500, and just the decals I spent $200 on. That was probably the most expensive thing I put into this. I'll throw up some video of us out boating in that. Just go ahead and subscribe. Give me a minute. I'm gonna get to that amphibious motorcycle, what I keep talking about. And spraying that clear coat on these headlights, it did work. This headlight was already pretty clear, but I went ahead and sprayed that. And this headlight, it was really foggy. I didn't spend too much time with just a Scotch-Brite pad and some water, and then clear coated it along with when I clear coated all the other areas. Because remember, when after I did this foam filled body work down here, I just put some base coat on that matched the paint coat inside the door here, and then I put the clear coat on top. I used 2 cans of the clear coat. I still have 1 can I haven't even opened yet, and this was all peeling back here. Couldn't get this off, so I quit because it's all plastic, but it looks really good. And tomorrow we're driving this from Iowa to Florida. That's how confident I am.